Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. Let's hope that the video quality is a little better today. I was videoing last night in the dark. It wasn't really dark, but it was very close to the sun setting, so that might have been the reason why my film quality was cruddy, and it possibly could be that I've dropped my phone a million times too, possibly. So I'm out here and I'm just coming to check to see if the crows have been out here digging up everything I was working on yesterday, like all my little strawberry plants and whatnot, because the crows in this neighborhood, they were all watching me, and my dog's barking at the other dogs that he sees in another yard, like 2 houses down. But anyways, so I'm out here looking to see if there is anything amiss in the garden. Walter, please stop. He's not going to listen to me. So they like to come after I've done stuff, and they like to peck everything out. So I'm just going to take a look here. It doesn't look like anything's happened in this pot. Everything's looking good in this pot as well. Everything looks good here. And generally I can tell because they'll like peck and they'll make big holes in the ground, and sometimes I'll actually find my plants outside of the pots. So everything looks good on this one. I do have the one grape hyacinth that came up in this one. And this one looks okay too. But those crows were eyeballing me, you guys. Last year I had that baby crow that fell into my yard, so I'm hoping they're watching me right up in here. You guys might be able to see him moving around. He's watching. Had that baby crow fall out of the tree. There are so many. There he goes. Yes. There are so many crows here. But yeah, my apricot tree right here has already bloomed out, and we've just got the little bits left now on it. This one's not blooming yet, this apricot. It's a lot younger. So that's how it's looking. I'm telling you guys, every time I come outside I start coughing. This is my peach tree, I believe, and it is getting ready to blossom right here. We got some pink blossoms. Now, I always used to think that peaches and nectarines were like completely different, but a nectarine is actually in the peach family. It's actually a peach without fuzz. A lot of people probably already knew that, but that's something new I learned in the last year or so, and I was like, what? Stop it. But it makes sense. But I prefer peaches over nectarines only because normally the pits like to stick to the flesh of the nectarines, and I prefer my nectarines to just be cut up. I don't like to eat them right off of, like in your hand like you do an apple, because of the pit being in the middle. I just don't like it. So I like the cling free. So we'll see if the varieties I have purchased are cling free like they state they are. I'm not sure about the nectarine here. So I'm not sure. But yeah. All right. So all the strawberries are looking good so far. But those doggone pesky crows like to just get into everything, pick everything. Just looking along here. Everything's looking good here so far. That one looks fine too. Even the kale that I planted out. I know I'm one of the people who ran out and got kale. Big deal. At least I got something, right? In a few weeks, I'll have a load of greens I'll be able to harvest from. So, I mean, this is the time of year to do it anyways. So I encourage you guys, go out and get some stuff. So everything's looking good here. And I had only like 4 little ones in that one. So that's how that's looking. I am just now seeing the ends of my Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ash have opened up. And I've got little clusters here. Those are little flowers right there. this part right in here. So I will be having little flowers on all the tips. So exciting. I did end up with a few, get that to unblur. I did end up with a few berries last year. A lot of them fell off. It was the first year that it set fruit. So I am so happy. And that's how that's looking. So it doesn't look like the crows have messed with anything in the garden this morning. Not that I'm aware of anyways. I'm looking at the apple trees. It just looks like they're going to be leafing out. I don't believe I have any blossoms this year on these varieties. I did sell the columers that I had last year. I decided that I just wanted the apple trees that I really wanted, which was the Cosmic Crisp and the Apple Crisp, or the Honey Crisp, I mean. And so yeah, those are the main ones that I really wanted. I do want a pink flushed variety, but I will wait on the rest of those. And I do have some that I'm growing from seed just for fun, that I grew from seed. And I'm trying to remember, I put them over here, so they might be leafing out now. Let's take a look at those. So I have got a lineup here, so let's go through the lineup. I've got a couple apples down here. Well, this one's a white mulberry in this one, and it's leafing out already. So you guys can see that, how the white mulberry is leafing out. These ones are pawpaws in this one. And I got Russian olive over here. That's an invasive one, so you want to make sure you keep those ones in containers. So yeah, that's how this one is looking. This is this is dragon apple from Dragon Apple Seeds in this one. And these right here, across here, these are my chestnut trees. So we'll come down to right here is the next apples. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to push that up against there, straighten up the pot a little bit. It was going at an angle. I do have the stakes to try to make that one branch become more of a leader branch, because I was trying to train the trees a little bit too early. You know, I was getting big pants and trying to learn how to prune and stuff. And I mean, I get the idea, and I have a better idea when to do the pruning now. But I'm thinking I will just hold off, let the trees grow a little bit more, and wait until they get to a certain age before I start, lopping off branches and that sort of thing. I'm going to let them get a little bit taller and let them branch out, and then just keep them at about, 5 to 6 feet in height. So they're all looking good. This is the one that had all the red leaves on it. I do believe is definitely going to be a crab apple. It's very pretty. So I cannot wait to see what kind of fruit these one day make. Crab varieties, probably. Maybe even there might be some in here that have regular size apples. So you just never know what you're going to get. So I might get a really, really great variety off of these. I'm not planning on growing any more apples from seed. So this will be it for me. And by the time we end up moving, they'll be ready to go into the ground. And I may just, have a little special spot wherever we end up moving to and putting them in the ground as my little area of apple trees from seed, like a little tiny miniature, area, just all off to their own little space. So we'll see how I do everything when we do it. Man, my allergies, you guys. So this one here is I'm wanting to say, I think it's a peach tree that I grew from seed. So it's actually looking good. And now this is probably the first one that I haven't butchered. And by butchered, I mean pruning. I'm just going to leave it alone. I think I did take off some lower branches just because I didn't want them so close to the ground. Like this one down here, I'm going to remove that little branch down there. I don't want any of these branches down low. That's just too close to the ground, and I don't want them to form. So I'm going to remove those. Anything up, I'm going to leave these ones for now. Remove those bottom ones. And then that way it won't be focusing on making branches down here lower this year. And that's how that's looking. And then these ones are pear trees that I grew from seed. I did pop the other pear tree into this container here that had the fuchsias, and the fuchsias came back. We're growing in the greenhouse. And this is my red goji berry. I don't know what variety, it's just a goji berry. And out of all the ones I had, that's the one that remained. I'm noticing there's a couple more apples right here. One of them my son planted. One of them here, it says Kai's Jazz Apple. It's this one here. So it does look like it survived the winter, so that's good. And then these are a couple different apple trees. I think these ones are from Honey Crisps. So we'll just see what we get, right? And then right back here are some of those curly willows that came back. Some of them died. These ones along the fence survived. How funny is that? And there is something moving in this container right there. This leaf was moving. So I was like, what was that? Alrighty. Let's see. I kind of caught a decent window. It had been raining all morning. Let's check out my blackberries, see how they're looking. This is a thimbleberry, and I had forgotten what it was called in some of the past videos, but it's a red thimbleberry, very prevalent here in the Pacific Northwest. And in my opinion, the flavor's good, but there's just not enough berry for me. I want bigger berries. So yeah, I've got all my blackberries here. My boysenberries actually in my blackberry grouping, but I just have it over with my raspberries. I probably will move it over here once I move this away from here. I've got some garlics growing right here, just a couple that I missed in the pot last year. But yeah, everything looks good. We've got leafing out coming on here now, and these are the varieties. I'm not quite sure what they were. Could possibly been some of the seeds I had planted, could possibly be just some native seeds that I planted from some of the berries locally. So I do have a cut leaf evergreen in here too. So that's how those are looking. Looks like it's gonna start raining on me, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. But yeah, everything's looking good here. I've got tons of radishes coming up in this one. And I got some radishes in this one too. These ones are really poking up high. You can kind of see them in and around the kale. So you can see them there. Some more radishes here. I've got beets planted in this one. They're a little bit further behind. They wanted to be planted a little deeper. Some of them are on the top of the soil. And then this one I just have lettuce and kale in, and then carrots, and then more lettuce down there. I think it's the Butter Crunch is what I had gotten. Butter Crunch are the light leaves, and then the kale are the darker leaves. These are kale here, and more Butter Crunch here. So everything's looking pretty good. Just my feet are all getting wet now. Got my jellies on. I can shop in the kids section, you guys. I got little feet. So I can buy children's shoes, which is awesome. My tea plants here and I have it planted with my honeysuckle. Those are looking good. I do want to show you the gooseberries really quick, you guys. So let's run over there really quick. I'm just going to check here to see if there's any signs of life to the burpees raspberry, because it looked completely dead. I don't know. There might be some life here. Oh man, that would be amazing. Yeah, I checked my email, you guys. Burpee's not contacting me back. I sent an email on the 24th, and well, I think today's the 30th. So no, they're not getting to their emails. I called, left a message with my order number. I've sent an email with my order number, everything, and they're not responding. I just will never buy from them again when it comes to live plants. Their seeds are a different story. I will continue getting seeds sometimes from them. I buy in the box stores generally, but I'm really disappointed in the live plants. So, okay, let's take a look. All right, I do have buds on these, you guys. I've got little flower blossoms. those little red dots, those are on the gooseberries. These are all gooseberries that I grew from seed, you guys. All gooseberries I grew from seed. So I am hoping that I didn't actually sell the gooseberry plant last year that I had that had the smooth berries. I had some that had they looked like little hairs on the outside of the gooseberries, and then some that came when they started developing that they looked like they had little hairs on the outside. So I'm hoping I didn't sell the one that had the, you know, I'm hoping that I didn't sell the one that had all of the smooth skinned, and I'm hoping that the aphids don't get them this year. So right here I had a whole bunch of cuttings from the day that the woman came to look. I had taken a whole bunch of cuttings from a lot of my plants. So I'm hoping that this taller one is the one that was off of the plant that she ended up purchasing. So I'm hoping that's why I'm not selling any of my gooseberries this year. I'm going to be keeping the amount that I have from the ones that I actually started from seed myself, and I won't be selling any more of those, like at least for a few more years. So that's how they are looking. I have quite a few gooseberry plants in here and in here, and then quite a few are coming up here. I'm not sure if all of them have survived or not, but we'll just wait and see. I did thin this one out a little bit. So that's how they're all looking. I'm not seeing any flowers on the giant gooseberries. Now I call them giant. They may not actually be giant. The way that you get the bigger gooseberries is when you thin out your gooseberries on your plant and only allow the energy to go to certain ones. That's how you get bigger gooseberries. And so yeah, it looks like this one here has all the blossoms. So it's looking pretty doggone cool. It's pretty loaded, so I'm hoping this year I'll get a lot now. And let me see, this one, I had them labeled. This one had big old massive gnarly roots. So I can't remember if that's the one that had, you know, which types of gooseberries, whether they were smooth skinned or hairy skinned, I guess you could say. And then let me see if any of these other ones have. I'm not seeing any blossoms yet, just that one so far. Wow. This one may put on some blossoms later. But I'm just going to keep an eye on them, you guys. They all kind of develop their blossoms at different stages. This one looks like it's going to definitely have some gooseberry, so I'll be watching it. And my Crandall currant for sure. And then this one right here is a white currant. So and they're really sweet. So I'm really glad I got that. It was on sale last year. So I picked it up. So everything's looking good out here. I got eyeball plant. I probably sprinkled a bunch of seeds in there. And then this one's my Roses of Sharon, and I kept them in the greenhouse this year so they survived the winter. I lost one last year, so yay. And my rose bush is looking amazing. I always forget the name of it, but it's like Adobe Sunrise or something like that. Alright, you guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click the bell button. And as always, have a wonderful day and God bless. Bye.